Welcome to my beautiful hometown, Cadiz. In many of our videos, we have told you how different lifestyle is here. And we come to Cadiz to see my family at least once a month. And this weekend is my sister's birthday. So we thought, why not show you around and show you how beautiful life is here. We arrived this morning, and every time we arrive in Cadiz, we park the car, we go and say hello to my parents, and after having a coffee, having breakfast, we always go for a small walk in the town center. We are in the old town, or Casco Antiguo as we call it, because Cadiz is shaped like a spoon. The handle part of the spoon is a new part, where you have all the shopping centers, the tall buildings, but then the end of the spoon where we are right now, Casco Antiguo, is the old part of the town. And this town has over 3,000 years of history, the oldest city in all Europe.
Wow, what a beautiful and iconic building. The Cathedral of Cadiz can be seen from any part of the city, and it is actually the emblem of the city as well. We have come to Cadiz in the month of February. This year has been historic because we have been hit by storms after storms after storm. But now, finally, the last storm is going through. From now onwards, the famous blue sky of Spain will be restored. That's one of the things I really like about the province of Cadiz, especially in Jerez, that you see guitarists, flamenco people all around the city. And we have actually come in the month of February, which is the month of Carnival all around Europe, especially in Cadiz. Because Cadiz Carnival is one of the most fun carnival of Europe, or maybe the world, because here you not only dress up, but you also make fun of everything. Everybody's dressed up in funny costumes, and then these streets, everywhere you go, you won't have space to walk around on the night of the carnival, and it's filled with Chirigotas. Chirigotas is somebody or a group of people, friends coming together, that stand in the corner with their guitars and their funny costumes, and they're making jokes about different things. It is a beautiful atmosphere. We will try to show you some Chirigotas this weekend.
This is where my journey started. Just behind me is the hotel I used to work at before moving to London. And one of the things they told me is that you need to learn English to come back, and maybe if you pass the exams, we might give you a permanent position. So that's the reason I went to the UK, to learn English and then come back. But then circumstances in life, I ended up being in the UK for 18 years. But this park not only reminds me of those days, this park brings me back to my childhood, because back in the day, there used to be a little zoo here, and my parents, my sister and I, we used to come here to feed the animals, and it was a lovely time. So I love to come here every time we come to Cadiz, just to remember those golden days that I didn't have to worry about mortgage or bills, etc. But also it reminds me of that change of my life when I made the huge decision of leaving Spain to the UK. And now I'm back here with all those grey hairs in my head. But I really love this park as well, because it's like a botanical garden, and you can hear the little birds. There are a few parrots as well flying around, the green parrots with golden cotorras. It's beautiful. They have so many different flowers.
The beauty of Spain is it's in outdoors, and everywhere you go, even Costa del Sol, Madrid, Barcelona, the cities have been designed to live your life outdoors. That's where everybody comes in, and people coming together create a beautiful atmosphere. And Cadiz is no exception, because the whole city is walkable. It's not a massive city. It's only about 10 to 12 kilometers long, and you can actually walk the whole city. And you have beautiful places like this one throughout the city. This one is Alameda, which is my favorite part of the city, because it's got amazing towers, beautiful fountains in the middle, and the atmosphere with the big trees. Look at that giant, massive tree. Have you ever seen a tree as big as this one? It's got branches spreading out all over. And fun fact, these massive trees, they were given to Spain from India. Look at that over there. The thing with Costa del Sol is that it's got beautiful promenade as well, and we love walking on Senda Litoral. But a lot of times, apart from the town centers, it's not that busy. If you walk around Cadiz coast, around the promenades of Cadiz, it is absolutely stunning, and it's quite busy throughout the year as well, even in winter. From our last video, people might have got impression that we are actually moving to Costa de la Luz, Cadiz province. We have actually thought about it, there's no denying in that, but there's no way we have decided to move to Costa de la Luz or anywhere else apart from Costa del Sol, because we absolutely love Costa del Sol. Life over there is amazing. I know there are good and bad points about every place. For example, we are in Cadiz, and it's quite a windy place at times because there's a wind here called Levante. When it comes, I really hate wind, and I don't like that Levante wind. That's why Cadiz coast is so popular with surfers, and it's such a hippie coast. Also, there are no mountains on the coast in Cadiz, whereas I absolutely love mountains.
Aslam is completely right. We do love Costa del Sol because on one side you have the Mediterranean Sea, on the other side you have the mountain range, and that's something you don't see everywhere in Spain. For example, here in Costa de la Luz or in Cadiz province, it's a bit more flat, even though they have beautiful beaches. And it's just a nostalgia for me because coming here every month just brings up memories. Of course, I'm very close to my family as well, so I think it's more about my family being here. Over that side, you can actually see Puerto Santa Maria, which is a beautiful town. And that's another town we have actually considered moving to. It's just over there. And on that side, you have Rota, which is an American military base. And we actually have a video for both Rota and Puerto Santa Maria. Puerto Santa Maria, we call it the Marbella of Costa de la Luz because it's a bit more trendy as other towns in Costa de la Luz. And it's very affordable still. If you haven't watched those videos, we put the links in the description below.
This is what I mean, that it feels like you are back in the 90s, back in the old days. The architecture is very similar to back in the days, like it's not changed much because it's an ancient city. It's the oldest continuously inhabited city in Europe. And life over here is not, look at the road here. There is traffic, but it's not crazy traffic that there are horns, traffic noise. It's just, you're walking around. Some cars are going just like back in the 90s, and that's the beauty of this place. That's why I love Cadiz province so much. And it's not just the towns and the cities. If you go to the highways, if you go to the intercity roads as well, they're not that busy.
And what I like about Cadiz city is that on one side, you have a very modern, vibrant city with lots of people, shopping centers, and then on the other side, you have an old town. That reminds me a little bit of a whitewashed village, not because of the white walls, but because of the narrow streets, and it feels like a maze. And there's so much history here right now. Places like these narrow streets with the old buildings, this is the true Andalusian city. And this is what I really like. It hasn't lost its charm, it retains its charm, it retains its identity. And for me, that's a very magical thing about Cadiz. We are approaching now Plaza San Antonio. And if my memory serves me right, that church over there, that's the church my grandmother got married. But that's what I mean, is that every now and then, every corner, it's like memories, stories my parents told me. Because as I mentioned before, it's Carnival in Cadiz right now, one of the most popular celebrations in all Spain. And this evening, there are lots of activities in the town center. So around 5-6 p.m., there will be lots of people here, there will be lots of singing. So we will come back later in the evening. We're gonna go and grab something to eat first, and then recharge our energies, and then see what the vibe is like in this beautiful town in the afternoon evening.
Talking about cost of living in Cadiz province is cheaper. Going out to eat and going out for nightlife as well is much cheaper here. One of our favorite restaurants in Cadiz is Lulu's restaurant, and their dishes are absolutely scrumptious, and the prices are not bad either.
It's lunchtime, and Aslam and I, we were about to look for a place to eat a very traditional Spanish lunch. But then suddenly, my mom phoned me up saying, Julian, I have prepared your favorite dish, a Spanish stew. And I cannot say no to that, and I cannot say no to mom. We're gonna head back to my mom's, enjoy a lovely lunch, and come back to the town center in the afternoon to show you the rest of this beautiful town. Moving around Cadiz is very, very easy because it's just a stretch of land, and the easiest way to move around is by bus. And this is another example why it's so cheap to live in Cadiz. As soon as you have this bus pass, you can go around the city, and it's only 42 cents. Right, we have arrived to my mum's. That's actually the building. Because in Spain, in many of the cities, we actually live in flats. And that's one of the things that my friends were very shocked when they came to Spain to visit me. Because they were like, oh, you live in flats, you don't live in houses. It's quite common to actually live in flats in cities. And this is where I grew up. Normally, we get some fresh bread here, freshly baked bread. You can actually smell it from here. You get the bread because you must have bread on the table in every single lunch in Spain.
Hola.
Hola.
Juli's mom, Sebas. She makes absolutely lovely meals. And today she's made our favorite Spanish stew. It's a meat one. Normally after you make pork, but for me, they made meat one. And this is our tradition. We sit in this beautiful little corner watching TV. Let's dig in.
I can hear the parades. Let's have a look. Compared to what's happening this weekend. On Saturday, the streets will be run with people, everyone dressed up to make people laugh, because that's the theme of Carnival in Cadiz, to make people laugh, to have a good time, and to forget about the sorrows, enjoy life. And on Sunday is the big parade in the big avenue, which I showed you earlier on. This is just a kid's small version. This weekend is packed of activities. It started to drizzle, but my friend Chuso is coming to meet us in the town center because the rain doesn't stop the city of Cadiz to have fun. We're gonna go to the main square and see the celebrations.
¿Lo tenemos sí o no? Vamos a ver si es verdad.
¡Fuerte aplauso para todos! Muchísimas gracias, que continúe el espectáculo.
So Juli's mom made lots of food. All these bags are filled with homemade food, and mom's there, dad's there. And we are going to his sister's house to celebrate her birthday.
From Cadiz to Jerez is approximately 25 minutes in the car. And I love this bridge because you can see the whole city of Cadiz, and you see the new Pepa Bridge that was built in 2012 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the Constitution of Spain being signed here in Cadiz. So yeah, looking forward to going to my sister, play some games and try delicious food, my mom's food.
Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos todos, cumpleaños feliz. Deseo, deseo.
We finished lunch. We've been doing sobremesas for the last 2 or 3 hours, talking, playing games, and now it's time for merienda. As you all know, we love merienda in Spain, and I specifically love merienda, and you're gonna be surprised with this, because this is the way we do it in my family. Hey!
Han traído unos poquitos pastel.
And that's not much.
Unos poquitos pastel. Es una degustación. Es una degustación.
Por favor.
We are starting to play board games now, and every time we come, we have a big rivalry going on between teams. Me and Julian are one team, Julian's sister and his mother are one team, and family friends Oscar is with his partner as well. Julian's mom is really, ella,
Never.
siempre. She has so many tricks and she's...
Es un tramposo, mira la
No, yo no. Su madre, mira, ahí, el truco de ahí. Mira, cheating. Siempre. Everybody knows that she cheats, but she has to get away with it. Yo no.
Welcome to the third day, and today's Carnival day. The clouds are gone, the rain is over. It's a bit windy, but today is the big celebration in the town center. So we've come back to the town center to show you the vibe. We're gonna walk around, show you the different outfits, and fill you with happiness.
Hi, Michael.
Aye, ole.
Today is Saturday, 14th of February, Valentine's Day actually. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you. We have come to Julian's favorite beach, La Caleta beach in Cadiz. This is actually one of the top beaches in Spain to look for the sunset. We just got rid of storm Nils, and today is just a bit windy. The usual blue skies of Spain has been restored. From now onwards, it will be nice and beautiful. We have had so many amazing sunsets here. The best thing to do is come here for just before sunset, get some stuff, sit down with your friends and just relax, absorb the atmosphere. People here, they're doing different things. They're doing aerobics, they're sitting with their dogs and enjoying the beautiful moment. You have to be here to appreciate the true beauty of this beach. And what makes this beach so beautiful and so special is the architecture around here. That castle building over there was 400 years ago it was built, and it was built to protect this city from invading forces. That's the lighthouse tower there, and also there's a fortress built over 400 years ago.
This is another spot I love to come when we come to the town center. From here you can clearly see what I was mentioning earlier, that Cadiz is like a spoon. That side over there, which is the handle of the spoon, is the new part with the tall buildings, the shopping centers, the more modern. But as soon as you get to that tower over there, is the old part, the old town center. And here, because it's Carnival this weekend, the vibe is amazing. And here people come to take amazing pictures. And as Aston said before, you can see the cathedral from everywhere in the city. I love this party because it's so relaxing, it's beautiful, especially when the sun is shining like this.
It is a very healthy lifestyle here. The good thing here is that you can walk, you can jog, you can bike, you have a bike lane throughout the city, and you don't have to rely on car here. That is the beauty of this city. It does feel like an old school city. Actually, Cadiz has been called that it's a Cuba of Europe because the buildings, especially around this area, they look like straight out of Cuba, like Havana. The movie 007 James Bond was shot here, pretending to make it look like Cuba.
You can see some people now, they are dressed up because the big Carnival celebration is tonight. Normally when you get together with your friends and family, you all agree on where you're going to be together as a group. And the theme is that make it funny.
Over there, people are getting together to dress up for the Carnival. They are dressed up like road cones. You're going to see so many creative ways of people dressed up that you have never seen anywhere in the world.
We are in the Cathedral Square, and compared to what it was like a couple of days ago when we first arrived, it's completely different because now you have the carnival, the true carnival vibe of the Saturday morning. In the morning, it's more a bit family orientated and it's a bit more the higher age group because comes night and it's literally packed. You cannot walk here, but it's mainly for the younger groups because they go clubbing, they go dancing, they go drinking. So right now it's a beautiful atmosphere because you can easily walk around, see the vibe, see a few very funny outfits, and you just enjoy absorb the atmosphere. We're gonna walk through the middle of it all and see the different outfits and see one that we actually like the most. So those ones are sharks, I think. Or sardines, I think they are sardines. Yeah, sardines. You have the prawns. Because this area of Spain, especially in Cadiz, is very famous for the fish food. And that's why probably they are resonating with it. Oh look, Shrek, gingerbread cookie. Waldo. It's not just beautiful, it's perfect timing because the storm just stopped on the biggest day, which is today. Yesterday it was raining, today's a bit windy as you have noticed, but the weather got better in time for people to go outside and show their outfits and have an amazing time with their friends and family. Well, that's the most appropriate one for today, Valentine's. See, but you see all ages, all groups. And this is what I like the Saturday morning better because you can see, you can walk around, you can actually do it better. Tonight, it's gonna be crazy. Actually, some of our friends here from Cadiz, they say, we are not going out tonight because it's just crazy. It's like literally, you can't walk. We actually made a video of Carnival 2 years ago. We have the link in the description below. You can hardly walk, and for some people, that's a bit too much. So that's why this morning is a lot better. I think I can hear a chirigota. Let's see if we can catch them on camera. So much going on. They are dancing over there. Look at them. Let's go to the City Hall Square. Oh my God, everywhere. So busy. But you see, that's the theme of this carnival, to make people laugh. It's not about looking amazing, like you go in Rio, that's all very extravagant. Here, you can actually look at your worst, but the whole thing is just to enjoy and make people laugh. I think there's another chirigota over there. Look at the Vespas. And that's a chirigota over there.
I love this. This is giving me such a big, happy feeling around me. Everyone around me is dressed up. People are starting to come in and they are bringing so much creativity with them. I'm feeling like I'm missing out because we're not staying here. I have to go to Pakistan on Monday. So I'm like gutted, but next year, let's all plan together. Let's all come here and enjoy this festival dressed up and have fun in Cadiz. This year, though, Cadiz actually came in news all over the world for not so very great reasons, because they did a skit involving Stephen Hawking's wheelchair. A lot of people, they did it together, so it became viral, not for the best reasons, but this is the part of Spanish culture that they make fun out of things, and it might not be acceptable in many places, but over here, the boundaries are a bit blurred. So they don't mind here. It's hard to explain that they don't mean bad things. It's just that they're making fun of everything, especially political situations.
Last night was the final in Teatro Falla, where they all gathered and they competed, and there was a big winner. It was like the similar of Super Bowl here in Cadiz, where everybody was getting takeaways, staying indoors, watching the telly, and if you were lucky enough to get a ticket to go to the theater, you will be watching it live. And today, the next day, people are gathering in the squares, in the plazas, and there will be chirigotas performing all across the town center. This is one of them. And people are now getting their tables in the bars and restaurants just to get the best spot to enjoy the festivity. We left the town center because it was getting really, really busy. Now, after lunch, people will be going to the town center and it will be packed with people until the early hours of the morning. But I didn't want to leave Cadiz without showing you my favorite part of Cadiz, actually the beach of Cadiz. Because Aslam earlier on said that my favorite beach is the Caleta beach. It's actually Victoria Beach. But today is actually not the best day because, as Aslan said before, this is the tail of the storm, and even though it's not cloudy, it's not rainy anymore, it's extremely windy. But the restaurants along this promenade are packed. We are now in the new part of the city. If you remember the spoon I mentioned earlier, this is like the handle of the spoon. Look at this beach, Victoria Beach. This is what I mean. The very golden and fine sand. This is what I like, but today is not making it any justice. We'll come back in the summer. I will make a dedicated video to my beautiful hometown. Look at that. That's one of the main squares in the new part of the city. It's packed with people also celebrating Carnival. It's non-stop. This weekend is celebrations upon celebrations. From here, it looks packed. No soul, no more souls can go in there. It's impossible. It's literally crammed like a can of sardines. Unbelievable. Look at the wind here, because the wind has brought all the sand. It's so windy, as Arslan said before, that Cadiz is one of the windiest cities in Spain. And look, this is coming from the beach. But here, because of the tall buildings, it's actually protecting you from the wind. So that's why everyone is gathering here in this square. Otherwise, if it wasn't windy at all, the promenade would be packed with people all dressed up, similar to what you see in the town center, but by the beach. And here you can see that they're actually putting the chairs because the main parade tomorrow will be going through the main avenue of the city. So they're already preparing for tomorrow for the big parade.
It is packed. They're all preparing. They're preparing sandwiches, beers, cervezas, and just enjoying the sun at the moment so that they are ready for the big evening tonight. Sadly, we have to go because I'm traveling to Pakistan tomorrow and I haven't even packed my bags yet. But we're not leaving it just like that. We have a full Carnival video from 2 years ago, which we're going to put in the description below. And if you want to know what's it like at the moment, we have a full walking video in Spain by foot to get you the feeling of this year's Carnival. So make sure to check that in the description below as well. Until next week, we will see you from another great location in Andalusia. Hasta luego!